Yes, sir. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Reg Dollar. Welcome back to the GOATED Legacy series. And before we get into the conference tournament, just want to take a look at Bubble Watch. TCU on here, Xavier, Georgetown, Auburn, Notre Dame, Middle Tennessee. I think they got a prospect. Yeah, Jay Electra, Memphis, and that's it for the bubble teams that we got prospects that we are still looking forward, looking at, hoping to see in the tournament. And Mississippi, Ole Miss, bro, how the fuck they projecting #1 seed? Duke is still at #2. Georgia Tech, UCLA, UNLV, same teams. UNLV, bro, they just been on a dominant run all year long. And I'm ready to get into the tournament. Also, what I did was, since it's conference tournament time, I think it's time we start looking at other prospects again to sim through. And I gotta mute this damn TV because this shit loud as hell. So Kentucky, oh, they not even ranked anymore. Yeah, deservingly so. So, damn, wrong thing. All right, here we go. So it looks like Duke got the 3 seed, or they might be. All right, they got the 2 seed. 3 is just their ranking. All right, so let's get into this. Villanova, Seton Hall, in the Big East tournament. Villanova advances 22-10 for Trayvon Hopkins. Mustafa has 16-12. Xavier, they need to win this game if they want to stay alive. And it looks like Logan Shazauskas is still out. And they end up losing this game. I gotta see what happened to him. I think he was out like towards one of the last games, I think, when UConn was playing them. So he's been out for a little bit. Injuries, gotta go to Big East. Just try and make this quick. He broke his hand. All right. And their hopes for the tournament is probably done. Tulsa versus Memphis, Jameer Slater in action. Gotta have our eyes scouting on all these teams. 20 points, 13 rebounds, five steals with Jameer Slater. They won convincingly. Now Pitt versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame, we got Florence. They moved him to the 5, so they're going extra small ball. End up winning that game. They're surviving and advancing. He was in foul trouble. Nothing to really see. Arizona State, Yaroslav, they playing at Staples Center. Caught him against Washington State. And Arizona State gets eliminated. Yaroslav had 27 points. And I'm not sure what their record was. They might be done. They played on the first night. Standings, Pac-10. Yeah, they done. Oh yeah, they been done. Those guys that won it all. LSU and Mississippi State. Julius is playing. They win by 41. He drops 23, 9, and 6. Wasn't even a leading scorer on this team. Had a teammate drop 30. Virginia Tech versus Florida State. Got a matchup of two of the big men. AK going up against Montez Hendricks. And Virginia Tech ends up winning the game 13-15 for AK. Been putting up a double-double all season long. Kruger had 18 and 9. And now Ohio State taking on Maryland. We haven't seen Dante Carter in action in a while. And he puts up 11 and 6. They end up winning the game. Arkansas, Auburn. Arkansas, disappointed season, but still keeping it alive. 31 points for Sincere Porter, 25 for Darrell Tompkins. Wake Forest, North Carolina, both these teams' seasons is basically over unless they win the tournament. North Carolina escapes with a 1-point victory. Chance Jackson had 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Then the big man gave him 39 and 12, though. 5 blocks. God damn. Kai Brown, 6, 7, and 3. Houston, Oklahoma. Houston wins by 4. Darius Carrington is healthy. Good to see. 13, 7, and 7. Dante Knight didn't really do anything. Indiana, Iowa. 20 points for Javante Hall, and they out of here. USC, Oregon State. USC loses the game. Pretty sure they're still gonna make the tournament. Diego had 20 points and 9 rebounds. Villanova taking on Marquette. Marquette wins convincingly. Mustafa had 15 points. Trayvon Hawkins had 10 turnovers as a 4-man. Isaiah Green had 22 though. Oregon, Washington. I think Oregon was on the bubble before. And they lost this game. That's a tough loss. Trent Beretta had 21 points and 4 blocks. And now Kentucky, Vanderbilt. Let's see if Kentucky could get back on track. They've been suffering through injuries. And all you got to do is just see Louisville. I not Louisville. Shit. If you see Kenny Payne on your schedule, that's an automatic dub. But all you got to see is Vanderbilt on your schedule just to be feeling a little bit good. 25 points for Rico Ryder, 24 for TJ Cyrus. Backcourt showed up. The next game, they're going to be taking on Florida. Duke is going to be taking on Virginia Tech again. That's who they just played. Going to be the third matchup of the season. Minnesota, UConn, and Houston taking on Kansas. That's about to be a big one. I got to make sure after this I do control the teams again. I think I only controlled it up to the second round. All right, Louisville and Virginia. And Virginia still can't score. They're out of here. Lamont Bridges, 4 points. Did anybody score double figures? They only put up 40. That's a high school team type numbers. Moses Johnson stuffed the stat sheets. Low-key flirting with the 5x5. Was a steal and 2 blocks away from that. Lamar Ruffin had 10 and 11. Baylor, Texas. Texas smacks them 20 points, 15 rebounds for Dustin Williams. UConn, Minnesota. Injury, separated shoulder. That don't matter though. 32 for Julian Love. Double-double for Denny Campbell. Stanford, Arizona. DeLon Young coming to play. 21 and 10. UTEP, Memphis. We got a matchup at the power forward spot. Tariq Blackman going up against Jameer Slater. And a 10-point victory for UTEP. Was Memphis on a bubble or is that someone else? Jameer Slater had 14 and 9. They're out of here. And Tariq outplayed him. 25 points, 8 rebounds. Purdue, Wisconsin. Jalen Honeycutt and Wisconsin are out of here. And Purdue are out of here. Jalen Honeycutt had 21. All right, we haven't sent anything in this ACC tournament yet. Georgetown, Notre Dame. 1-point victory for Notre Dame escapes. Was there a game winner? Hit a go-ahead. Go-ahead 3 right here. Then they missed. They got their own rebound and had another look at it again and missed. As March Madness field. Florence, he out here fouling out again because they got him playing a 5. He got no business playing a 5. 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists for Prince Aminu. UCLA, Washington State. The Cambridge twins doing what they do. They got a dub. The role players really stepped up, though. Missouri, Providence. Got Aaron Booth in action. Put up 20. They had three players with at least 20. Alabama, LSU, Chase Cassidy, and Julius going head up. Julius Renzo puts up 15 points. They end up losing. Chase Cassidy has 32. This might be a second 30-point game in recent memory. Now Duke and Virginia Tech. Duke wins by 16. Rich Mack, 38 points and 11 rebounds going up against AK. Can't handle that. And AK is a pro. Rich Mack did that against them. 15 and 7 for Reggie Mack. Calm game for him. Next game is BYU, Oklahoma State, Jack Cosby. They lose by 2 points. Yo, he sold at the line. Nah, this is March Madness because there really be people selling at the line when it's game time. Had a chance to tie it up and send it into overtime. And he missed both free throws. Damn, Jack. 22 points in a game. Damn. Sold like that. He ain't ready for Showtime. He is not ready for Showtime. Arkansas, Tennessee. Let's see if Arkansas can make that push. They blow them out. All right, that's the Arkansas team I was expecting. Put up numbers like this. 20 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists for Tyrese Smith, 30 for Sincere Porter, 18 for Darrell Tompkins. Let's see who's on their bracket. They're going up against Alabama, so that's about to be a good matchup. If they win, they go to the championship. On the other side, just hoping Ole Miss lose because I don't want to see them get a number 1 seed. But Duke has to take care of business themselves. Miami, North Carolina. North Carolina upsets Miami. Rico Ryder. I always say Rico Ryder. Ricky Cruz had 12 points and 9 assists. Gatson had 15. And Chance Jackson didn't really do anything, but random people showed up on UNC. They not in Duke's bracket, right? They not on their side. Oh, actually, oh, yeah, okay. Another ass open coming for UNC. That's all I want to see. Thank you. I'm happy they won this game. Just think about that now. Kansas, Houston. Houston wins by 8. Zach Archer has 17. Devin Brown only had 13. 23 and a 29 performance. 29-point outing for Dante Knight. Going up against Zach Archer as they move on. Michigan and Iowa. Jasir Kennedy. I haven't seen him in a while. Puts up 27 points to lead his team. Let's see what's going on in that Big Ten tournament. They're moving on to play Illinois. Yeah, no one that we really care about in the Big Ten. Gonzaga. TJ Russell is back. TJ Russell and Gonzaga are out. Yeah, 14, 6 and 6. Florida, Kentucky. Can Kentucky stay alive? Kentucky stays alive. 28 points for Rico Ryder, 16 for TJ Cyrus. If you want to win in March, you gotta have the guard play. Gotta have the guard play. Louisville, Syracuse. Only 13 points and 8 assists for Dwayne Cooper. 15 for Lamar Ruffin, 21 for Moses Johnson. They take the need Georgia Tech to lose too. Is that all the games? All right, let me go through this because I also have to make sure I control the other teams again. Yeah, I want to see Georgia Tech's game. Need them to lose. Not too many teams left. All right, all these teams out. Okay, they play each other. Notre Dame, Providence. We got to see that one. Got some prospects to look at in that. Moving on to the Big Ten, I think Michigan's the only team that's still in there. Big 12, Houston, where they at? Texas also here. Oklahoma State. Houston's playing Oklahoma State. Conference USA, UTEP. They playing Marshall. Is that the championship game? I don't know. I don't even think we seen UNLV play. UNLV in Colorado. Yeah, nah. Let me go back to UNLV schedule, bro. They were smacking teams. Won about 18, 30, and then 36, 27, 50, 20, 51. Nah, they smacking teams. This is disrespectful what they was doing to teams. They had a couple close ones, nail biters against San Diego State. Both the games against San Diego State, they won by a point. UCLA, Arizona, but Arizona State is out. Oregon, USC. All right, those are the only teams. SEC, Arkansas, Alabama. That's gonna be a great matchup. I think that's it. Yeah, let's get back to Senate. Let me save this, John. All right, let's get back. Texas, Kansas State. Next matchup. Texas wins 26 points for Jamari Scott, 11 and 10 for Dustin Williams. Let's go back to this. Marquette, UConn. I think they're 1-1 against each other in the season. And UConn wins by 2 points after they hit go ahead free throws. Oh, they hit a three. So they was up by like 5 after them free throws. 27 points for Andrew Campbell leading the way. 24 for Isaiah Green. And they played the winner of Providence and Notre Dame, Colorado against UNLV. Oh, they got home court advantage and everything. It's quiet. They won by 28. Yeah. Somebody's got to take them down in the tournament because no one in the Mountain West has an answer for them. No one in the nation so far has had an answer for them. But they ain't see Rich Mack or Reggie Mack yet. I'll leave it at that. 18 points and 9 rebounds for Dennis Prince. Arizona, UCLA at Staples Center. And in a close one, UCLA wins by 3 points. Cambridge Twins each has 17 apiece. DeLon Young had 12. And it looks like they're going on to play Washington in the championship. But they didn't even get through this game yet. UTEP Marshall. I think UTEP is going to the championship in the Conference USA. Going up against South Florida, who is ranked number 11. Okay. Uh, Georgia Tech, NC State. We gonna see an upset? No. I ain't nothing to see. And Georgia Tech, they nice. Duke already beat them early on in the season, but they can't look past North Carolina. You know how the rivalry games get. No matter what their record is, Duke and North Carolina, always gonna be a game. Notre Dame going on a little run right now. 16-9 by Florence. Aaron Booth has 16. They won by a point after hitting go ahead. Actually, never mind. Now go ahead free throws. They should have shot a three for the tie. Arkansas, Alabama. And Alabama ends Arkansas's hopes of making a tournament. 23 points by Derek Murray. 33-9 by Mario Ellington, one of the best prospects in the nation. Potential top 5 pick. Should be a lock to be in that lottery. Will be a lock to be a lottery pick. If he doesn't go lottery in any of y'all drafts, y'all wow. Sincere Porter, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 12 points for Tyree Smith and Tompkins. Now we got Duke and UNC. Duke, another blowout victory against UNC. 30 points for Reggie Mack. Rich Mack got in foul trouble. Chance Jackson had 11 and 8 and 4 blocks. And Georgia Tech and Syracuse. Okay. I'll just send that. Houston, Oklahoma State. Houston loses. Dante Knight, 8-10. Damn. So who's in the was that the championship of the Big 12? Oh nah. Texas got a chance. Illinois, Michigan. I think if they win, they go to the championship and they lose by 2 points after Illinois hits a game-winning shot at the buzzer. Welcome to March. Jasir Kennedy, 19 points. Kentucky, Ole Miss. Yo, Kentucky, I need this damn victory, bro. I need this victory. Ole Miss really, they this nice? Hey, this nice? I don't believe they gonna sell in the tournament. They gonna sell. It don't matter what seed Duke get. They we about to win this. Feel me? Georgia Tech, Syracuse. Hey, y'all got an upset? You got an upset for me, D Coop? I know your team suck. Yeah, they don't got it. He had 20. So we got in the championship of the ACC tournament, Duke has a chance to win 2 games this season against Georgia Tech. They played earlier in the season and they won by 2, I believe. Won by 3 points. I don't know if they win. They're gonna have one more there. Still gonna have one more loss to them. But they beat them twice. We'll see how the committee values that. Is this a championship though? Wasn't Notre Dame was 500 when they beat UConn before. Because they was 11-11 that game. Now they 21-12. So they want to run to end the season. Now I think this is a championship game of the Big East tournament. Yep. Texas lost by 2 points to Texas Tech. UTEP ended up losing, and probably their dreams getting crushed of the tournament because now this nigga Tariq Black, I call him Tariq Black, a nigga from Kansas, and dude, I was on the Lakers for a little bit. Missed the tournament. They're probably gonna miss the tournament because he want to foul out. But South Florida, they nice. Um, what the league should we look at? Who won the Missouri Valley? Evansville. Oh, Nevada upsetted UNLV. They did it. They did it. Damn, I know they sick. They lost in the semifinals. They had home court advantage and everything in the conference tournament, and they lost to Nevada. They rival. Yeah, they human. They are human. San Diego State. I know San Diego State wanted they definitely wanted UNLV. Both of the games they lost was by a point. They definitely wanted that matchup, but I know they probably relieved that they out of there. Murray State ass. UCLA won the Pac-10 championship game, 37 points, 6 rebounds, 9 assists for Tyson Cambridge. That's why I had him as a top 3 pick basically for the whole year. Dyson, 11, 5, and 6. SEC championship, Alabama and Ole Miss. All right, UConn, Notre Dame to win the Big East. And Notre Dame goes on a run and again beats UConn. Wow. Wow. 22 points. They got 22 points from Chris Williams and they still lost. And Florence ain't really doing anything either. Notre Dame, they was really 11 and 11. It was 11 and 11. They went up in the last 12 games, they go 11 and 1. And they clinch a bid in the NCAA tournament. Y'all niggas unhappy? Nigga, we about to win a championship and y'all not unhappy. Y'all can transfer after the season. But all I know, when y'all in the game, y'all better hit y'all shots. I ain't trying to hear that. Nigga name is Frederick and the nigga name is Jackie, nigga. What are we talking about? Duke, Georgia Tech. Big time matchup. And Georgia Tech ends up winning by 2 points after a game go ahead shot with 1 second left, and Milo Nicholas turns it over. I guess trying to inbound the ball after Reggie Mack or Rich Mack, one of those two, tied it up. Damn. 25 and 16 for Rich Mack. Reggie Mack only had 8 points, 2 and 9 shooting. Terrible. Terrible. 13 for Matt Adams, 11 for Milo Nikolic. Is there any other game? Who won the SEC? Was it the SEC that had like Alabama in the championship? Alabama ends up winning the tournament, the SEC tournament. So power conference tournaments, we got Georgia Tech, Big East, Notre Dame with the upset. Big Ten, who cares? Yeah, dead ass, who cares? I guess I'll submit. I got I gotta control it so it doesn't take us to Selection Sunday. I kind of want to see who wants this. And I really don't care. All right. Two ranked teams going at it. Michigan State in the top 10, and Illinois ends up winning it, but nobody really look at Big 12. Won the Big 12. I hope they play the game because I'm not trying to do all that. Please tell me somebody won. Texas Tech won. Okay. All right. So we see all the non-conference, I mean the power conference teams getting the dubs. Georgia Tech 31 and 3. Damn, Duke lost 6 games, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. This year's Duke team, I don't want to see them lose more than 5 games. I think they this talented. This Duke team should have won. Should should not have lost 6 games. But for the most part, most of their losses came to good teams. Miami, Georgia Tech. Did drop that one at Clemson, but it's always a tough place to play for Duke. Hey, Notre Dame got 2 wins over UConn and a win over Duke. They stamped. Oh, they lost to SMU. That's a bad loss. And they lost to UConn. So I guess really the SMU loss is probably their worst loss, but it's time to get into the not conference tournament, Selection Sunday. Let's take one last look at the bracketology. Oh, damn, they got Georgia Tech as a #1 overall seed. Duke might, things changing up a little bit. Let's see how things about to shake out. I'm gonna be interested to see how things shake out. And take a look at this real quick. Rich Mack is leading the nation in scoring, averaging 25.6 a game. And he's also second in blocks. Mario Ellington averaging the most blocks. Dennis Prince playing the most minutes per game. Okay. I just want to see that real quick. All right, Selection Sunday. Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg. Take it away, fellas.
Hi, and welcome to 2K Sports Studios. I'm Greg Gumbel with Clark Kellogg. We're here with the 2K Sports NCAA Selection Show. We're all set to show you the seedings and pairings, so get out your bracket sheet, get those pencils ready. Here are the basics. Of the 65 available tournament bids, 31 are automatically given to conference champions. The tournament committee hands out the remaining 34 bids on an at-large basis. An opening round game will take place on Tuesday night to narrow the field to 64 teams. Before we get into the brackets for the upcoming tournament, let's take a look at the final top 25 media poll. There's certainly one big shift that we'll be talking about. The Connecticut Huskies fell all the way from the number 6 spot to number 11.
That's not the direction you want to be going at this time of year, but they're a strong enough team that I believe they can turn it around.
The media rankings are what everyone's been following for the last 4 months, but in just a minute, the selection committee's opinion is going to be the only one that matters. It's time to talk about the topic that has a lot of players and coaches holding their breath right now, the NCAA tournament bubble. These are the 10 teams that aren't worried as much about where they'll be playing as if they'll be playing. Clark, who jumps out at you there?
Xavier. Did just enough to get on the bubble, but I'm not sure they did enough to get off the bubble. There may have been a few too many bumps in the road for them.
And we have a few more teams in similar position, right, Clark?
Tulane could have sealed their invitation with a better regular season finish, but the fact is they play in a very tough conference, and that does weigh heavily in their favor.
I'm sure it's been a long week for those teams, but the wait's almost over. The NCAA Selection Committee has finished its meeting, and we're ready to unveil the top 4 seeds in this year's tournament. The UCLA Bruins are the top overall seed, and they will play in the East Regional. On to the second number 1 seed, who will play in the South Regional. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets are seeking their first ever NCAA championship. The UNLV Runnin' Rebels are our third number 1 seed, and they'll play in the Midwest Regional. They're back in the tournament again, and no doubt they'll be feeding off the experience of last year's appearance as they try to get to the Final Four this year. And finally, our fourth number 1 seed will play in the West Regional. The Ole Miss Rebels are in the tournament field as a number 1 seed for the first time in the history of their program. Now, here's how the brackets shape up based on where the number 1 seeds have been assigned. In one national semifinal game, the winner of the East Regional will play the winner of the South Regional. In the other semifinal game, the winner of the Midwest Regional will play the winner of the West Regional. Those games will be played on Saturday, April 5th. Then it'll be on to the national championship game on Monday night, April 7th. Anything shocking to you about those picks?
Well, when you see the selection committee deviate from the top 4 teams in the media poll, it's a little surprising. They've opened themselves up to some criticism with these picks.
So, with the number 1 seeds out of the way, it's finally time to tackle the rest of the brackets. First up, we take a look at the East Regional. The UCLA Bruins are the top seed, finishing at 30-3. They won both the regular season and conference tournament titles in the Pac-10. They will take on the winner of the opening round play-in game between Maryland Eastern Shore with 14 wins and Texas San Antonio from the Southland Conference. And now, the number 8 seed, the Syracuse Orange, come into the tournament as the 4th place team in their conference during the regular season and were semifinalists in their conference tournament. They're going to play the number 9 seed, the Oregon Ducks, who were 3rd in their conference, finishing at 20-10. Florida comes in as the number 5 seed, finishing at 21-9. And they will take on the 12th seed from the MAC, the Buffalo Bulls, with 21 wins. Illinois enters the field as the number 4 seed from the Big Ten. It's yet another appearance in the brackets for a school that's no stranger to the NCAA tournament. They'll be getting ready to face the number 13 seed, the Cleveland State Vikings. Finished the season with 22 wins.
The Illinois Fighting Illini do the one thing that all great teams absolutely must do, and that's play tremendous team defense. These guys have been shutting down opponents all year with a combination of speed, intelligence, and sheer determination. There have been NCAA championship teams of all shapes and sizes, but all of them played good, strong defense.
The Villanova Wildcats are in as the number 6 seed. They'll be taking on the number 11 seed, the Horned Frogs of TCU, with 17 wins. Michigan State comes in as the number 3 seed, finishing at 27-5. UC Irvine comes in to face them at number 14 with 20 wins in the tournament and regular season championships of the Big West. Our number 7 seed is from the Mountain West Conference. The San Diego State Aztecs were rewarded for their outstanding play this season with an at-large bid and a ticket to the big dance. They are going to play the number 10 seed, the Trojans of Arkansas Little Rock, who were semifinalists in their conference tournament, finishing at 26-8. Next up is the number 2 seed. The Texas Tech Red Raiders are the conference tournament and regular season champions from the Big 12. They'll be going up against the number 15 seed, the Evansville Purple Aces, with 18 wins. This marks their 7th appearance in the NCAA tournament in team history. I think this could wind up being the bracket that brings us this year's Cinderella story. A few of the higher seeds here have had terrific seasons, and I'll be surprised if at least one of them doesn't put together a long run in this tournament. Next up, we'll take a look at the South Regional. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets are the top seed, finishing at 31-3. They won both the regular season and conference tournament titles in the ACC. They'll take on the Wagner Seahawks, the number 16 ranked team. This will be their 5th appearance ever in the NCAA tournament. Notre Dame comes in as the number 8 seed, finishing at 22-12. Nevada comes in to face them at number 9 with 21 wins in the tournament championship of the Mountain West Conference. Marquette enters the field as the number 5 seed from the Big East. It's yet another appearance in the brackets for a school that's no stranger to the NCAA tournament. They'll be getting ready to face the number 12 seed, the New Orleans Privateers. Finished the season with 20 wins.
The Marquette Golden Eagles are going to provide serious matchup problems to any team that doesn't have depth and defensive ability at both guard spots. They have outstanding backcourt play at both ends of the court. It's the main reason they've made it this far, and they're going to have to maintain that form if they want to do some damage in this tournament.
Providence comes in as the number 4 seed, finishing at 25-7. And they'll take on the 13th seed from the A10 Conference, the Massachusetts Minutemen, with 21 wins. And now the number 6 seed, the Louisville Cardinals, come into the tournament 5th in their conference during the regular season and were quarterfinalists in their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 11 seed, the Xavier Musketeers, who were 7th in their conference, finishing at 21-10. The Miami Hurricanes are in as the number 3 seed. They'll be taking on the number 14 seed, the Siena Saints, with 18 wins. Next up is the number 7 seed. The Rider Broncs are the regular season champions from the Metro Atlantic Conference. They'll be going up against the number 10 seed, the Butler Bulldogs, with 22 wins. This marks their 10th appearance in the NCAA tournament in school history. Our number 2 seed is from Conference USA. The South Florida Bulls are on a hot streak, having just won their conference tournament championship. They're going to play the number 15 seed, the Cornell Big Red, who came in first in their conference tournament, finishing at 16-11. On the surface, I'd have to say this regional might be the most difficult of the 4. Certainly the depth of quality teams here is very impressive. Whoever emerges from this bracket will have been through some battles. On to our 3rd bracket of the day. Let's take a look at the Midwest Regional. The UNLV Runnin' Rebels are the top seed, finishing at 29-1. They were winners of the regular season championship in the Mountain West Conference. They'll take on the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles, the number 16 ranked team. This will be their 5th appearance in the NCAA tournament in team history. Our number 8 seed is from the WAC. The San Jose State Spartans come into the NCAA tournament as winners of their regular season and conference tournament championships. They're going to play the number 9 seed, the Arizona Wildcats, who were semifinalists in their conference tournament, finishing at 22-11. The USC Trojans are in as the number 5 seed. They'll be taking on the number 12 seed, the Eastern Kentucky Colonels, with 23 wins. Brigham Young enters the field as the number 4 seed from the Big 12. This will be their 26th appearance in the NCAA tournament in the history of their school. They'll be getting ready to face the number 13 seed, the American Eagles, finished the season with 20 wins.
The Brigham Young Cougars is a team to consider when you're filling out your bracket. They've been through so much this year. Adversity typically helps a team become a championship team. I wouldn't be surprised to see them put it all together over the next few weeks and become the focal point of this competition.
Tennessee comes in as the number 6 seed, finishing at 23-9. And they take on the 11th seed from the Big East, the Georgetown Hoyas, with 20 wins. And now the number 3 seed, the Texas Longhorns, come into the tournament 5th in their conference during the regular season and were semifinalists in their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 14 seed, the Eastern Washington Eagles, who came in 1st in their conference tournament, finishing at 20-9. Next up is the number 7 seed. The Hofstra Pride are the regular season champions from the Colonial Athletic Association. They'll be going up against the number 10 seed, the Georgia State Panthers, with 23 wins. This is their 3rd appearance in the NCAA tournament in team history. Alabama comes in as the number 2 seed, finishing at 25-7. High Point comes in to face them at number 15 with 14 wins in the tournament championship of the Big South. What a tremendous regional final we'd have in this bracket if the number 1 and 2 seeds here make it through the first 3 rounds unscathed. That could be one of the games of the tournament. And finally, let's have a look at the West Regional. The Ole Miss Rebels are the top seed, finishing at 27-6. They were winners of the regular season championship in the SEC. They'll take on the Arkansas Pine Bluff Golden Lions, the number 16 ranked team. This is their 3rd appearance all time in the NCAA tournament. Next up is the number 8 seed. The Kansas State Wildcats have established themselves as one of the best teams from the Big 12. They'll be going up against the number 9 seed, the Temple Owls, with 24 wins. They return once more to the very familiar surroundings of the NCAA tournament. Houston comes in as the number 5 seed, finishing at 25-9. And they will take on the 12th seed from the Atlantic Sun Conference, the North Florida Ospreys, with 27 wins. Connecticut comes in as the number 4 seed, finishing at 24-8. Chattanooga comes in to face them at number 13 with 22 wins in the tournament and regular season championships of the Southern Conference. Our number 6 seed is from Conference USA. The Aggies of Texas A&M had a tremendous year that included a regular season championship. They are going to play the number 11 seed, the Charlotte 49ers, who came in 1st in their conference tournament, finishing at 22-9. The Kansas Jayhawks are in as the number 3 seed. They'll be taking on the number 14 seed, the Loyola Marymount Lions, with 19 wins. And now the number 7 seed, the Kentucky Wildcats, come into the tournament 5th in their conference during the regular season and were semifinalists in their conference tournament. They are going to play the number 10 seed, the Michigan Wolverines, who were semifinalists in their conference tournament, finishing at 23-11. Duke enters the field as the number 2 seed from the ACC. It's yet another appearance in the brackets for a school that's no stranger to the NCAA tournament. They'll be getting ready to face the number 15 seed, the Stony Brook Seawolves, finished the season with 18 wins.
The Duke Blue Devils are a team that is just so powerful and strong up front. I would put their front court up against just about any other teams in the nation right now. It's always good to have strong guard play, but if you ask most coaches, I guarantee you they take the good big man over the good little man most times. Their interior play should serve them very well in this competition.
This bracket has the potential to give us a sensational matchup in the regional final if everything goes according to form and the top 2 seeds can survive the early rounds. What are your thoughts on our top 16 seeds, Clark?
There are no real off-the-wall picks that jump out at me. These 16 teams are all pretty deserving. Let's give the committee some props this year.
Kansas is a team that I just don't see going very far in this tournament. They have a number of holes that they can't cover up and that other teams will exploit.
Now, let's bring the conference picture into focus. The Big 12 gets 7 teams. The Big East with 7, 5 out of the SEC. The ACC gets 5 teams.
It was really a terrific year for the teams in the Colonial Athletic Association. They topped the non-power conferences with the number of bids they got, and it shows you how far this conference has come. They're becoming dominant at that level.
It's too bad we didn't see more small conference schools in the tournament. None of those conferences got more than one team in the tourney, and I don't expect any David and Goliath stories out of the teams that did get in.
I'm surprised there were so few bids for the teams in Conference USA. It was an especially disappointing year for that conference. Usually you can count on a few of the nation's elite teams coming out of there, but this was a season where very few of those teams could maintain any type of positive momentum.
We showed you the bubble teams before. Now that we know who's in and who's out, what do you think of the selections, Clark?
Arkansas Little Rock
closed out its season in top form and is very confident heading into the tournament. If they can sustain this top level of play, expect them to do some real damage.
While those teams are celebrating getting into the tournament, let's take a look at the other teams who are on the short end of the stick.
St. Louis
did not have a strong finish to the season, and it cost them an NCAA tournament bid. That just goes to show you how much weight the committee places on how you're playing at the end of a season.
Thanks, Clark. I'm sure that this year will provide us with all the thrills and excitement that we've come to expect from the tournament.
Greg, it's going to be a fantastic tournament. We've got an outstanding field and a lot of sensational players. I guarantee there are some memorable moments soon to come.
For my partner Clark Kellogg and for all of us here in the 2K Sports Studios, I'm Greg Gumbel. Thanks for joining us on the NCAA Selection Show, brought to you by State Farm, the #1 auto insurer. Enjoy all the excitement of the NCAA tournament.